Now, a lot of you guys in the comments pointed out something really interesting, that we've seen the spooky faction versus other units, we've seen other units versus the spooky faction, we've never seen the spooky faction fight themselves. What happens when vampires fight one another? Are they just gonna pin each other to the ground? I'm not really sure what to expect here, but it's gonna be hot, I'm sure. Oh, really? They just start making out! What's up, guys? Welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. So last episode, I ended things off by asking you guys, what do you want to see from me next? And it turns out, a lot of people want to see a lot of different things. There was no real consensus, so today, I'm gonna try to do everything. We're gonna finish the Spooky Faction campaign, we're gonna try to break the game in the sandbox, we're gonna take user recommendations. I'm just gonna do it all, just please everybody. So the Spooky Faction was last defeated here in a level called Celebration, which is ironic. I have no doubt that they're celebrating the fact that they stopped the advancement of the undead army, but we'll get them this time, okay? I've got two plans. One of them is strategic, one of them is kind of desperate. So we'll try the strategic plan first. Like, I realized that they're really spread out, right? They got people in the front, they got people in the back, they got people on the sides. Normally, I would fight them everywhere, but that doesn't really make sense. Why don't I just fight them on one front, take out a few at a time, and then let them come to me? Seems a whole lot more strategic, right? It's pretty much gonna be a keep the Grim Reaper alive and do your best not to fall in the hole plan. Seems smart, right? I feel like this could work. So long as the firework archers hit the skeletons. Okay, your sacrifice will not be in vain, skeletons. You will not be forgotten. The Reaper is moving forward. It's really all he needs to do, right? People on the sides, they can come around behind us. That's not the end of the world. The rest of their friends will be dead by the time they get here. Holy crap, he actually made it to the firework archers. He has a really hard time moving forward with a bunch of rockets in his chest pulling him back, but I think this worked? Oh, all right, maybe worked. They've got a whole bunch of units left over. Then again, if I was a betting man, I would usually put my money on the giant freakish tentacle monster. I can't believe that worked. Like, I know it was strategic, but I was so just dead set in being defeated and moving on to the desperation plan. Screw it, I'm gonna try my desperation plan anyway, because they beat me like 10 times last episode. I was thinking we could run a similar strategy, but why don't I just fight way in the back? Let them come to me. Why do I need to rush over to them? We can have skeletal archers, we can have pumpkin catapults, and a whole bunch of skeletal warriors. It seems like it would be a pretty strategic play, but it's really more desperate in my opinion. I don't think this is gonna work nearly as well. I think the vampires bring a whole lot to the game, and these pumpkin catapults are kind of dumb. Are you serious? Did you blew yourself up? What? This is why I say they're dumb. I can't believe that. That was a 1 in a million shot. Literally bounced off an enemy unit, came straight back on top of, oh God. Okay, well, you see, this is why it was considered the desperation move. I'm pretty sure that the Reaper is dead. More dead, undead. This wasn't even close. I used pretty much the same units though, which just goes to show that Tabs is very strategic. Like, look at how many units they have left over. What are you guys trying to fight here? Oh, I have a catapult left. Who would have figured? It's just over here, stuck on a railing. I honestly don't know which of you two was dumber. It was probably the one that shot himself, but still. Well, would you look at who finally decided to show up? The Renaissance faction, always fashionably late, toting guns. I don't think I have anything that's good against guns. Like, the Reaper is definitely not. I'm thinking we might want to just go with quantity. Like, they gave me a lot of money, so maybe they can't shoot all of us. What if we just did something like this? Just a skeleton army. That seems incredibly overpowered. I really hope that they can't shoot through multiple skeletons at once. It's hard to tell. Either way, we got a whole bunch through, and they can give them a good spooking. Yes, I completely forgot about that. That'll help buy our archers a whole bunch of time. Please stop shooting our own men, women, I don't know, we're all the same on the inside. I think this is going well, right? All the gunners seem really preoccupied being on fire and such. Yes, skeleton army, perfect strategy. They can't shoot all of us is really just a motto that I should live by. Wait a minute, that's it from the Renaissance faction? Like, they're defeated, they're gone, it's just one level? I expected more of a fight. I'm not looking forward to this one though, okay? They've got a pirate queen, they've got multiple captains, bombs everywhere. How exactly do I counter this? Don't know if I really do. I kind of want to try sword casters over a reaper. I feel like swordcasters would do a better job against stuff like the Captain and the Pirate Queen. We're definitely gonna need quite a bit of literal cannon fodder. They're gonna get obliterated, but I don't have much of a choice. We could have vampires rush those grenadiers. Worst case scenario, they'll blow themselves up. Then, oh man, I don't know. Skeletal archers, I guess? Like, if you get close to the Pirate Queen, it's just game over, so I need to keep my distance, but it's pretty much impossible because she's so freaking strong. Yes, good, okay. The vampires are in there. That went according to plan, and we're bombarding them with swords. I didn't think about the fact that they couldn't move forward if they're just constantly getting pushed back by swords. It's ingenious. Okay, they drowned. Good. I was gonna say, freaking barrel armor. You gotta be kidding me. Get up there, guys. Yes, swordcaster. And just like that, the spooky faction takes over the world. Happy Halloween, everybody. It's November 8th. I was really hoping we were gonna see a matchup of Reaper and Da Vinci tank, because I have no idea how this could go. Like, technically, the tank is ranged, so it could just shoot the Reaper. It'd be that easy, but the Reaper may or may not be able to pluck Da Vinci out of the tank with its tentacles. I don't really know if Da Vinci is considered its own unit. There is a little guy spinning around in there. Okay, so like 4 or 5 cannonballs to the chest is really all he can take, but if we had more than one Reaper and they closed the distance, would they be able to get to you? I don't even know if using multiple Reapers will make any difference. Like, technically the tank is surrounded, but it can shoot in multiple directions at once. It could just do the exact same thing times 4, right? Oh, okay, putting them a lot closer makes a big difference. So they can't pluck him out, I don't think. Is he tentacled? Oh, there might have been one going for him. I don't think so, though. I think they just kind of scythe waved it apart. Now, a lot of you guys in the comments pointed out something really interesting, that we've seen the spooky faction versus other units, we've seen other units versus the spooky faction, we've never seen the spooky faction fight themselves. What happens when vampires fight one another? Are they just gonna pin each other to the ground? I'm not really sure what to expect here, but it's gonna be hot, I'm sure. Oh, really? They just start making out. I don't want to see that. How do you determine who wins here? Why is red just... I guess they are vampires, okay? Red is kind of their thing. Is that it? Do you guys just feel more fashion forward? How did this go from making out to 69ing so quickly? Way to go, red. Another thing that I'm really curious about when it comes to the Da Vinci tank is, can it burn? Because it is a wooden tank, right? And like, they've changed the way the fire works in the game. We've had fire before, we had the dragons, but they just pushed back units. They didn't really burn them to a crisp and make them burst into flames like the skeleton archers, so I guess we might as well find out. Oh, okay. I mean, it burned for a little bit, and it popped like corn. I guess while we're here, I might as well see what happens if you push it in all directions, right? We tried pulling it last time, and we've used the candlemen a little bit, but I still don't really understand what it is they do. They're candles, but they launch kind of like Japanese ghostly spirits kind of thing. I feel like it's just part of a culture that I don't fully understand. I do like seeing it though. Weird. We all know that the tank isn't gonna win. It's outnumbered, it's surrounded, it's gonna lose every time, but it's just interesting to see how stuff reacts to getting swept up in the spinning. I should be trying this with a tornado tank. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. This is a genius idea. We should even try harpooners against the tornado. I did a lot with the harpooner last episode, and that was hilarious, but I don't think I tried spinning things up. I don't remember. I do a lot of things in these videos. Can we please get lift off? There we go. Okay, now, how are your little ghostly spermies gonna handle that? It's actually spinning less. It seems like they just kind of throw past. Oh. Okay. Oh, red still won somehow. Are you serious? You're alive! That is super lucky. We'll try the harpooners out against a regular tornado first, okay? Does that sound fair? I mean, in all reality, it's not gonna be fair. We have spiked hooks versus a tornado. But maybe they'll be able to pull it off? Like, maybe they'll just steal him away? No, you guys, you gotta allow him to tornado up first. I didn't put them far enough back. Okay, that's my bad. Just gonna back it way up, and that should hopefully remedy the situation. I don't actually know how far the distance of these harpoons are. They seem real impressive. Oh, okay. I don't know if they actually, oh, they did hit. We've got some lines and a dead tornado. Right, if the mace spinner dies, then the tornado ends. So we do need to use the tank. Did you guys really expect the process of trying to harpoon a tornado to not fail a few times? Okay, you knew what you were signing up for here. I've got one lonely farmer because I get the feeling the tank needs to start attacking before it will tornado off. Okay, we definitely connected a bunch of lines there. The lines didn't whip them around again though. It didn't stop the tornado, but they didn't whip around. They just kind of broke. The physics of the game don't fully understand how to handle that. Well, that's a bummer. I wanted to see harpooners get splattered against the buildings. I feel like the only thing more dangerous than a tornado tank would be a tornado tank on fire. So how about we try that? My skeletons have no fear, right? They have no flesh to sear, so I would imagine this is gonna look like a party favor in all reality. Oh God, it actually died. Okay, I thought you guys all got flattened. Some of you more than others, obviously, but things are going well. I mean, this isn't really all that fair. It's just a bunch of cheerleaders cheering for themselves. I wish the cheerleaders had like a backup attack. You know, like, they could cheer people into leaving the battlefield or something like that. It's just not all that fun to shoot them when things are over. How about a fully automatic skeleton archer? Would you just be able to rapid fire and take them all down? Turn into a little undead Artemis? Okay, that's actually kind of impressive. It's not like $20,000 impressive. Where did he? Okay, can somebody get this skeleton archer a snorkel? Cause he's drowning in all his cheerleader pussy. This is not going according to plan at all. Oh, come on. Just jump in the river. Just there you go. That's probably your best escape. Yeah, sweetheart, you can't breathe underwater. You're a cheerleader, not a fish. Okay, well, I think we've lost. We know that the Reaper has a really hard time against ranged units, but I'm curious, do balloons make him fly? I can't remember. I feel like they wouldn't be able to because he's already kind of flying, right? He might even be able to attack from there. He's a couple of inches extra off the ground, but the tentacles don't care. That's amazing. So the balloons do literally nothing. The arrows still hurt, I have no doubt, but those tentacles hurt a whole lot more. A lot of you in the comments pointed out that I've completely forgotten about the Shouter. Because we got him at the same time as the raptor, and he's vastly overshadowed by the fact that we have dinosaurs and tabs now. That, and he's kind of underwhelming, but a lot of people were curious, can you just yell at a Reaper? Like, if you just tell him no a whole lot, would he just screw off? I have no idea. I wanted to do it a surrounding method because at the very least, he's gonna get tossed around. I don't even know if he takes damage. Like, maybe they didn't brush their teeth this morning and it's just a little bit offensive, but it feels like he's just getting pushed back by a light breeze. It doesn't seem nearly as damaging as tentacle penetration. Who's alive? Oh, there you are. Maybe having units get massacred by the Reaper isn't all that fair, so instead we could try balloon archers. I'm really curious if the shouter can shout from, you know, a couple feet off the ground, or if they could shout balloons away. They cannot shout balloons away, and they cannot move forward. Yep. You see what I mean about them being kinda disappointing? They don't feel like Dovahkiin. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They feel like a bunch of peasants cosplaying as Dovahkiin. And they all got complimentary balloons at the convention. How fun! We have to try cheering on a Reaper, right? So, like, we'll have him face off against Hoplites because I think he can tentacle them, but the Hoplites should put up a bit of a fight. At the very least, it'll be really cool to see them get obliterated. Again, I don't really know if the Reaper attacks all that much faster because he just attacks really fast as it is. Doesn't really make all that much of a difference. Like, a loss is a loss for them. Cheerleaders seem to really break everything in this game, if they work. Like, we know for a fact that the Raptor doesn't have some kind of special tornado ability when it gets cheered on, but I'm curious what would happen if it gets cheered on and fights a bird. And when I say fight, I mean in the way that you fight a sandwich. It's not really gonna be all that much of a fight. It's more so gonna be a bunch of hyperactive raptors having a hard time figuring out what's going on. They don't even seem to be moving faster. Do these raptors not understand English? Are they not getting the fact that they should be feeling pumped up with all these pom-poms? It doesn't seem like it, right? They don't move any faster, they don't attack any faster, they're just kind of there. It really feels like cheerleaders are most effective with ranged units, just because they have an easier time firing and staying still to be cheered on, so why don't we try a bunch of our new explosive cannons versus a troop of mammoths? I don't even know if the explosions do anything against the mammoths. It doesn't seem like it. Oh. The fact that they push themselves back is actually kind of a good thing, right? It keeps them away from the tusks. It also makes them shoot themselves and jump off the map. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. We may have a bit of a roadblock though. Cheerleader, could you take one big step out of the way, please? Oh boy, this is... Shot the cheerleader point blank and killed themselves. Okay, it's for the best, right? They were not gonna come out of this in better shape. I think we all know who the Mammoth Pack need to face off against. It's gotta be the Clam Jam, right? Like, I can't even imagine how many clams they are gonna throw out here right now. I really hope it's just unmeasurable. Oh, okay, the clams don't seem to really do anything against the mammoths. It's almost like they're tiny little shelled creatures versus gigantic mammals. Okay, we'll try that again with something a little bit smaller. It doesn't even really need to be something a lot weaker, it just needs to be smaller, right? We could go with Blackbeard. How about that? We'll have a bunch of Blackbeards facing off against all these clams. And see if we can overwhelm them. Just keep spamming the clam. Spam the clam, there we go. Oh, right, they jump forward. That's my mistake. I haven't used Blackbeard a lot, guys. I didn't think this through, I'm sorry. I keep wanting to put the Clam Jam up against somebody they could just destroy. And it goes so terribly wrong. Fine, we'll throw the clams a bone. Okay, literally, we're just gonna have a whole bunch of skeleton warriors. There's no way they can win this unless they spook the clams. I don't know if they can spook summoned units. I really hope they can't. If they can, we might be in a little bit of trouble. I'm gonna have to slow this down. Okay, here we go. This seems to be working. There are many clams being summoned. Oh, they got close enough to scare us though. Wait, what? So, if a ranged unit hits a skeleton, then they can get scared? Because the skeletons are clearly not close enough to do it at melee distance. I don't understand what's going on right now. I may have misunderstood the skeletons this entire time. This is just a bloodbath now. It's a free-for-all. The files have broken apart. We're all just kind of yelling and throwing things over one another. I think the clams are coming out on top though, right? There's still a whole bunch of happy little clams just nomming away. Yeah, I think we're, oh yeah, something about all those bones and shells is really working a number on my, my poor frame rate. Just gonna let it play out. I'm not really sure what it is I'm looking at right now. Like, there's cheerleaders crowd surfing the clams, but I don't think they're attacking anything. I think this may legitimately be the lowest frame rate I've ever gotten in tabs, ever. It's like 1 frame per second. Even when I slow it down, it's still garbage. There's too many clams doing absolutely nothing. Why are they all piled up on one another? What's going on in here? Can I just, excuse me? Oh, I see a skeleton or two, maybe? They seem to be buried underneath dead clams. Like, there's a layer of live skeletons, then a layer of dead clams, then a layer of living clams, and they can't fight one another, so the only thing that loses is my computer? Yup, my computer definitely did lose there. You can't rotate the camera in this game. I should be parallel with the line in the middle, but my controls are moving me in completely different directions, and I'm looking at things the wrong way. We have officially broken the game. Congratulations, Spooky Faction. You know what, I think that's gonna be it for this episode of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, guys. Thank you guys so much for the recommendations. There were a lot of comments on last episode, and as always, leave more. You know, I'm always looking for more ideas to play this game because I want to keep playing tabs. I would love to keep doing an episode every week or a couple episodes every week, but I can only do that if I have something entertaining to show you guys. Sometimes I come up with ideas, sometimes I got absolutely nothing, so be sure to keep helping me out. But thanks so much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.